Cherry blossoms adorn the nation's capital as 25 Grinnell College students, faculty, and staff arrived for the policy tour in Washington, D.C. Faculty and staff trip leaders were Sarah Purcell, director of the Rosenfield program, Barb Trish, professor of political science, Wayne Moyer, also professor of political science, Christy Mulkey, assistant director of career development and internships, and Laureen Van Wyk, Rosenfield program coordinator. The tour provided an opportunity for students to see aspects of the policy-making process in practice. Visits to organizations allowed students to build connections with alums. The tour began at the Arms Control Association, where Greg Tillman, class of '72, who served on the board of the Arms Control Association, talked about his career, which focused on arms control and security and included 25 years in the Foreign Service. The group trekked out to Greenbelt, Maryland for dinner. Todd Perry, class of '84, and Pam Goddard, class of '83, hosted dinner at their home for the study tour group and other alumni. On day 2, the students listened intently as Ed Sin, class of '79 from Verizon, discussed his work in public policy, including his work for Verizon in government relations. Grinnell is the basis of who I am today, says Sin. This generous alumnus also hosted the group for lunch at the National Association of Manufacturers. Former Rosenfield Program Committee members Chris Hildebrand, class of '10, Sally Blatz, class of '08, Josh Dorner of '03, Hamza Hassan, '09, and Claire Griffith, class of '12, joined the group for lunch. A highlight of the week was the alumni reception at Decatur House, which is on Lafayette Square, a short walk from the White House. Grinnell College boasts a very active DC alumni group. Shane Jacobson, Grinnell's Vice President of Development and Alumni Relations, welcomed the large alumni gathering. Beltway Grinnellians settled in to listen to their Iowa counterparts. President Kington and student trip leader David Lietzen each spoke before Rosenfield Program Director Sarah Purcell addressed the alumni gathering, filling them in about the 40-year history of the Rosenfield program. Next was a visit to the Heritage Foundation, where Ted Broman, class of '91, filled the group in about the think tank ecosystem, as well as his work at Heritage, which is the world's largest think tank, founded in 1973. The mission of the Heritage Foundation is to formulate and promote conservative public policies based on the principles of free enterprise, limited government, individual freedom, traditional American values, and a strong national defense. A special feature on the tour was a meeting with Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack in his conference room in the Witten Building. Secretary Vilsack spoke about the history of the USDA and how the organization provides leadership on issues related to food, agriculture, and natural resources. The Secretary welcomed questions from the students. Iowa State Director of Rural Development Bill Minner from Grinnell assisted in hosting the tour group. Deputy Undersecretary Vernita Dorr also spoke with the group. Ben Weil, class of '07, invited the group to visit Politico. Ben, just having moved to Politico from another DC-based media outlet, covered the congressional budget beat for Politico, which he described as a bright spot in media. The Grinnell group enjoyed a gourmet Native American lunch at the Mitzitom Cafe at the National Museum of the American Indian. Eric Green, class of '85, and Aubrey Carlson, '82, joined the lunch to discuss their work at the State Department. Are you hungry yet? The museum is part of the Smithsonian Institution and is dedicated to the life, languages, literature, history, and arts of the Native Americans of the Western Hemisphere. The group split up in the late afternoon, some heading to the Supreme Court, shown here, and others calling on Mike Goodman, who is Chief of Staff for Congressman Ron Kind. Cheryl Walter, class of '78, opened her home to the tour group. The evening was filled with stimulating conversation and delicious food. The tour concluded on Saturday morning with a tour of the White House. The White House has been occupied by every president since John Adams. The students were excited to see the state dining room and the green room, the blue room, and the red room. The study tour wouldn't have been complete without taking in the sights at the National Mall area throughout the week. The Thomas Jefferson Memorial, built under President Franklin D. Roosevelt, was intended to represent the Age of Enlightenment and Jefferson as a philosopher and statesman. The bronze statue is 19 feet tall and weighs 5 tons. Towering 555 feet in the air, the Washington Monument was built to honor the United States' first president. The Lincoln National Memorial honors the 16th President of the United States. The memorial is meant to symbolize Lincoln's belief in the freedom and dignity of all people. Here's a final shot of the tour group surrounding Professor Wayne Moyer.